morning. Hezbollah has denied responsibility for the attack, saying it had, quote, no connection to the incident at all. However, Secretary of State Antony Blinken today saying every indication is that Hezbollah was behind the deadly attacks. The cross-border attack sparking fears that a larger regional war could break out very soon. We're joined now by Ron Halber, the executive director of the Jewish Community Relations Council of Greater Washington. Thank you so much for being with us here on Scripps News Weekend. So in a statement following Saturday's attack, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Hezbollah would pay a, quote, heavy price for the attack, one that it is yet to face. You had the opportunity to sit down with the Prime Minister while he was in Washington this week. How do you see the Prime Minister responding to this attack?
Well, I think that there's a unanimity across the Israeli political consensus across the Israeli, there is unanimity across Israel's political spectrum that there is going to be a heavy military response in response to this disgusting attack that left 20 children killed, 10 children killed, and a couple others that are critically injured, including some who will die. I would expect that last night's attacks that penetrated deep into Lebanon are just the beginning of what's about to happen.
And Hezbollah was very quick to deny responsibility for this attack, but according to the IDF and U.S. officials, all indications are that the Iranian-backed group was responsible. What do you make of Hezbollah's quick denial?
Hezbollah doesn't want to be destroyed. People have to remember, there's a big difference between Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. Hezbollah is a very, very well-trained army that has over 150,000 missiles pointed at Israel and can hit any place within Israel, and they have the capacity of firing 2,000 to 3,000 a day. What we've seen happen in Gaza would be nothing compared to what would happen if Israel went into a full-scale war with Hezbollah. And remember, Iran is directly responsible because they're the ones who are arming and training Hezbollah in Lebanon and training Hamas in Gaza.
And let's talk about Iran. They have warned Israel to not escalate strikes against Hezbollah inside Lebanon. Is a warning from Iran enough to be a deterrent to limit the scope of Israel's attack in response? Or do you think Israel is prepared and willing for a deeper conflict with Tehran?
I think Israel, my prediction is that Israel will strike at a level that has not been seen during this 9-month conflict, but just short of what would cross Hezbollah's red line that would ignite a full-scale war. But here's the problem. For 9 months, Hezbollah is not a party to this, was not a party to what happened on October 7th. Hezbollah is trying to prove their radical Islamic credentials by firing into Israel. They've been firing at Israel now for 9 months throughout the entire conflict between Israel and Hamas, which is totally unprovoked. 60,000 Israelis in the northern part of Israel have had to move into the center of the country, effectively becoming refugees in their own land because of Hezbollah's attacks on the north. And also Lebanese civilians have had to move from the southern part of their border to avoid being hit by Israeli fire. The problem is that we have allowed in the West Iran to arm these proxies and have allowed them to get away with this for so long so that they're no longer constrained by Western statements. I mean, why in the world have we not, in the United States and in the West, permitted 150,000 missiles to be built in Lebanon over the past 10 to 15 years and then expect that the Iranians are not going to use it? I mean, Hezbollah has a very well-trained, battle-hardened army. They were prepared to storm the border just like Hamas did on October 6th, but obviously due to political and military calculations decided not to do so. Israel was unprepared. Had they done so, Israel would have been fighting them and it would have only been able to stop them at the northern city of Haifa. But the reality of this is that Hezbollah is using the war in the south to burnish their radical Islamic credentials, and what happened at the soccer field was always what American officials and Israeli officials have been concerned. They're an errant rocket, whether it was aimed at the kids or not aimed at the kids. All these weapons may be precise, but there's always a chance of a mistake. And whether they attempted to hit a nearby target, it doesn't matter. They killed children. And the Israeli government, from left to right, is not going to stand by while a hostile terrorist force is killing their citizens. And the easiest thing, everybody's calling on Israel to exercise restraint. Where were these calls for restraint on October 7th and 8th, where before Hezbollah started firing? And, what this is going to make the hostage negotiations very difficult. Remember, everything in the Middle East is intertwined. The fight in the north is connected to the fight in the south, and Hezbollah is just made the chance of a ceasefire, has lessened the chance of a ceasefire with their erratic and irresponsible behavior.
Such a delicately balanced situation with so many different factors at play. Ron Halber, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.